Hello friends, welcome to another video lesson, and in this video lesson we will learn how to use Blynk Cloud Platform with NodeMCU ESP8266. We will be using Blynk mobile app in a web dashboard to control LED connected to ESP8266. That means our favorite NodeMCU. In the future video lesson, I will also show you how you can read a sensor data. This video is sponsored by Altium Designer, world's leading PCB design software company. If you want to take your idea from a breadboard to an actual professional looking circuit board, just like any other electronics product, you must give it a try. It's a free. Check the link in a video description to get your first-hand experience, and I'm sure you will enjoy working with it. Once we head over to the blynk.io, that is the official web page of the Blynk Cloud Platform, we have to click on this Start Free button. Now, when you click the Start Free button, it will present you a nice, beautiful form. You just have to fill in that form and set up your account so that it will take you inside the dashboard. So when you log into the dashboard, you then can able to see there is this button which says new template. Now the way this new Blynk platform worked, that's basically people call Blynk 2.0. So this new Blynk platform works in a way that it asks us to create a template. So we have to click on a template. Template is kind of project, say for example. So click on new template and it will ask you to give some sort of name to the project. So when I head over to the name, then I will give the name NodeMCU because it makes more sense. Now in the hardware section, so by default it is ESP32 selected. So when you just click it here, and it will present you a different option where we have to select our NodeMCU, and you can see there are plenty of boards available out there, and we will going to select ESP8266 because that's our target microcontroller. Now the connection type remains Wi-Fi, so we are happy with it. And then the description, you can give anything that you like. Let's say control LED connected at GPIO2 on ESP8266 NodeMCU, and click on done. Now once you create a template, it will take you inside the template, and you see the template name is NodeMCU, and the hardware and Wi-Fi and other things. If you want to set up something, you can do more customization, but I basically don't care. I mean, if you go to categories, you have a plenty of categories. You can select anything that you want to select. Maybe you can select the light because I want to control the light bulb in the future by connecting a relay, right? So that's it. Now when you create a template, then you can able to see there is a section that says firmware configuration, and in a firmware configuration you then can able to see it creates a Blynk template ID and the Blynk device name for us. Now this is something important for us that we require in the future when we write and code on the Arduino IDE for ESP8266. Now we have to head over to the metadata. Now metadata is something that says more information about your project, about hardware and other things. We don't care because we are not doing any big rocket science. So we head over to the data stream. Now in a data stream, we have to create a data stream because we will be using a virtual pin, and even if you use a digital or analog pin on ESP8266 NodeMCU, you have to create a data stream. Data stream basically represent the virtual way how the data will flow onto the real hardware. So we have to click on this new data stream. Even if you don't click it, if you just hover over your mouse, then it will show you some options, and because we are using a virtual pin, we will click on virtual pin. So when we click on virtual pin, it will ask us to give some name, and I will keep it simple and give it a name as an LED. Now you can select a different color. So my brand color is blue, so I go with blue and I'm happy with it. Now the pin, if you know the way the virtual pin works, is because you can define 0 to 255 virtual pins, and since we just have only one device that we want to connect, that means our LED to NodeMCU ESP8266, we are happy with pin V0, which comes by default, and the data type will be integer for us because we just want to send 1 and 0, nothing break any special stuff, so integer is fine for us. And then the minimum value is 0 and maximum is 1, even that comes by default. And it says default value, I would keep it 0 default value and scroll down, and then we can click on create, and then we are done with the data stream. Now don't forget to head over to the top right corner and click on save button, so the data stream that you have created will be saved. Now let's head over to the events. Now events we are not using, at least for this project. In the future maybe I will cover another videos where we will use the advanced features where we will use events. Now when you head over to the web dashboard, then in the web dashboard we don't have any dashboard created, so we have to customize this web dashboard. So on the top right corner we have this edit button under the web dashboard. So when we click on edit, then it will give us some sort of UI widgets that we can use to design our dashboard. Now I can select the switch because I want to control LED connected to ESP. Basically this LED will connect to GPIO 2 pin on ESP8266. So switch is better to take, so I will select the switch and put here somewhere onto the dashboard. Just simple drag and drop from the left to the right, and you can nicely resize the screen. That's what I love about this new Blynk Cloud Platform, that it allow us to do more customization, and it's just great. Now when you hover over your mouse, then you can able to see this gear icon. So when you click on that, it will open up few more settings for the button, and you have to change the title. I would give it LED because I am going to connect an LED. Now you have to select that's this switch, this button that we are creating, which data stream it will going to talk to, right? So when I click on this drop down, I will going to see LED, which is the data stream we have created just a few minutes before, just a second before. So I have to select the LED data stream, and the value, on value is 1, off value is 0. Makes a perfect sense. Now you can check this box, show on off labels, and that basically show the label right next to this LED button, and you have to give the label on and off, which makes a little more sense. You can even change the label positions left or right. I'm okay with right because I'm a right-handed person, and everything looks good so far. Click on save, and then head over again to the top right corner and click on save. Don't forget to click on save, and then you are done with creating a dashboard. Now the next step is we have to write an Arduino program. So we will be using an Arduino IDE to write a code, a C code for ESP8266. So we have to open our Arduino IDE, okay, and we have to go to sketch and then include library, and we have to click on manage library. So because we need to use some examples and the libraries from the Blynk, we have to install the libraries in the first place. So when we see the library manager comes up, now if you have not set up your Arduino IDE for NodeMCU or ESP8266, then I already have made a video, and I have given a link in a video description, so you can see that video and just make sure that your IDE is set up prior you follow this video lesson. But now as far as only the Blynk concern, we have to install Blynk library. So we will going to search here Blynk, hit enter, and somewhere maybe it will take a few seconds. You can see the first search result itself, Blynk by Volodymyr Shimasky. So that is basically the library that we want to install. Now I already have installed it, but when you try to install it, it will take by default the latest version. Whatever the latest version you have, you can take it. It's 1.0.1. That's fine, and just click on this install button, and this library, Blynk library, will get installed. You can see it's written here installed. So I don't need to do this. I just wanted to show you before we go ahead and write a code, and then just close this library manager, and we are okay with this. Now we need to write a code for NodeMCU or ESP8266. So we will not going to write it from scratch, rather we will go to file and click on examples. Since we have installed the Blynk libraries, we have to scroll down. We have to scroll down till the end until we see something called Blynk, and under this Blynk you have a Blynk agent, and under Blynk Agent you have Agent ESP8266. So you can click on that, and that opens up the new Arduino program, and we'll concentrate on this new piece of code, which is an ready examples to work with NodeMCU when you're using Blynk Cloud Platform. Now you see a code, there are so many things, and I'm not going to use this completely. I do have the code put on a GitHub, so you can quickly copy and paste, and then I'm going to explain this line by line what it is. Now I have already written a code, so I'm going to delete everything and put my code here, and you see here this code is no different. You can download by the link given in a video description, but in the first place we have something that says Blynk template ID and Blynk device name. Now this template ID and device name we get from the Blynk dashboard. So if we head over to our Blynk dashboard, then we have to come back to the info section here, and you see here we have the template ID and the device name. So if you click on this button up here, or you can just copy manually, whatever you like, you just have to go to your code and just replace this 2 lines of code, right? So I remove this 2 lines of code and just paste it down here, and now I have my template ID and my device name, which I just have set up on my Blynk dashboard or Blynk Cloud Platform, so to say. Now there's a Blynk firmware version, we don't care. Then there's a Blynk print, which is basically a macro. I'm going to straight jump into the logic here. So as you know that we have connected an LED to the GPIO2 pin, which is a built-in LED on ESP8266, and we do have connected an external LED just to show you, to present you much better view of the application that we are building. So we have a Blynk write function, which basically takes a parameter V0, which is the data stream that we have created, right? V0 for the button that we have created on a Blynk Cloud Platform. So when you press that button, then the 1 and 0, based on how you press the button, the data comes in here, and that data will be stored into this param variable. Now this param variable will hold this data. When you press the button on the Blynk mobile app or the web dashboard, then it will be stored, it will be read as an integer because it's a 1 and 0, and it will be stored into the param variable, and it will be compared with 1. So when you press the button, then it will turn on it will send the logic 1, that is a logic high, and then it will turn on the GPIO2 pin. That's basically how it is. And when you press the button once again, then it will send you 0. That means the else block of code will execute, where it will turn off the GPIO2 pin. That in results will turn off the LED connected to GPIO2 pin. Now in the Blynk connected function, now don't worry about these functions. This Blynk write function and Blynk connected, these both functions are the Blynk library. It's a part of the Blynk libraries, and it's the standard function. We just have to call this function and write our methods, and then we have to say blynk.sync virtual, because we are using a virtual pin V0 to control the LED connected to GPIO2 pin on ESP8266 NodeMCU. We have to call this function by saying blynk and sync virtual. So this sync virtual function, or the method, will invoke all the time whenever our NodeMCU ESP8266 connects to the Blynk Cloud Platform. That means our IoT server. So that's how basically it reads the data from the mobile app when somebody press the button, and bring that data to the V0. That's basically the parameter that we pass into this function. So whenever the Blynk Cloud Platform connects to the NodeMCU, then it will bring the data into this V0, and then it will pass it to the param int, and then rest of the things if you have written any Arduino programs. And then in a setup function, we have initialized the GPIO pin 2, and then we have configured as an output, because LED is output device, and then there is a serial initialization. Make sure we have 115200 as a baud rate, and then we have a decent amount of delay, and these are all basically a standard way how the Blynk Cloud Platform works. You just have to call these functions, and this functions basically uses a lot many methods. You can see there are so many libraries that it creates the header files, right? Now we don't need to go into that just to blink an LED, but maybe someday in a future lesson I'm going to explain everything one by one. Even we will go head over into the library functions and talk about the every functions and its implementation, but really it's not needed for now. So when everything looks fine, just make sure, I just want to remind you that you change your template ID and your device name, because it's extremely important. That's how the hardware NodeMCU will connect to your new Blynk 2.0 cloud platform, whatever they say. Now it's a time for us to upload the code onto the NodeMCU ESP8266. Now before we upload the code, make sure you connect the NodeMCU to your laptop. So let me connect the NodeMCU to my laptop, and once I connect the device, then I have to head over to the tools, and then I have to make sure under the board section I already have selected NodeMCU 1.0. It's basically ESP12E module. That's basically what I select. Now, as I said, if you don't get this into your Arduino IDE, please check the video in the description. I already have created a video how to add support or how to program NodeMCU using Arduino IDE. So select NodeMCU 1.0 and then go to tools again and make sure the COM port is selected properly. So select COM3 in this case, and then on the top left corner we have this upload button. So click on this upload button, and it will take somewhere between 1 or 2 minutes because it takes a time to write the code into the chip, upload the code into the chip. So we have to wait. As you can see in the lower left corner, it says done uploading. We have to head over to the tools and open a serial monitor. Now in the serial monitor, when you open up, make sure you have the right baud rate selected, 115200 as in my case, and then you see nothing shows up on a serial monitor. So we have to press the reset button on to the NodeMCU. So when we press the reset button, then you say that it says like Blynk is trying to connect and it's not yet ready. So we have to basically now install the Blynk IoT mobile app, and then we have to set up the mobile app in order to set the Wi-Fi credentials. So we have to use a mobile app to set up the Wi-Fi credentials into the NodeMCU ESP8266, so that NodeMCU will going to connect to the internet, and then it will going to establish the communication with the Blynk Cloud Platform. So you see here it doesn't says any ready or something like that, but it will come a bit later. So here I have my smartphone and I have already installed the new Blynk IoT app. So when I click on this Blynk IoT, make sure you install from Play Store, and it's called Blynk IoT. So when you open your mobile app, it's a Blynk IoT app, and then it asks us to click on a new device because we want to add our NodeMCU ESP8266 to connect. First we have to set up the Wi-Fi credentials so that NodeMCU will connect to the internet, and then we will going to create a mobile app that can control the LED connected to NodeMCU. So click on this add new device. It asks us connect to Wi-Fi. Now make sure your mobile phone must connect to the Wi-Fi network, right, to whom you want your NodeMCU to connect to. So click on connect to Wi-Fi and it will take you here. That's where it says ready button. So click on ready, and it says device to use with Blynk IoT. So it's searching. Look at this icon. It says it's just searching something out there. So maybe in a few minutes or second it will show you the Blynk NodeMCU. So this is my device because I already have uploaded the Arduino code. So the device has my template ID and the device name. That's why I can see the device shows up here. So I select Blynk NodeMCU device. Then it says connecting to Wi-Fi. It takes straight away to choose your Wi-Fi network, and it's a binary update. In my case I select that, and then it's a SSID binary updates, and I have to put the password, then say OK, and then say continue. And now you see how the mobile app is trying to put the Wi-Fi credentials into the NodeMCU, and then it says device name D85. If you want, you can change that. I don't care. I just click on continue, and then again press on continue, and say done, and then okay, great, it's ready, I guess. Then press on finish and exit, and you are done basically. So it asks us to click on this setup dashboard, so we click on setup dashboard. Now on a top right corner, you see there are three horizontal lines. So if you click on that, you will get to see there's a button. So we select the button. I can take the button and put it somewhere in between, so it will look a little bit better. And then just click somewhere and then press on the button, and it will open the button settings. Now you can give the name to this button, and I would give it as an LED to keep it simple. Now data stream, remember we created LED V0 data stream, so select the LED as a data stream. Now the value 0 and 1 to on and off. Now click on the switch because it should act as a switch, and then on and off label, everything is fine, text and other things. If you want, you can customize this, you can change the color, but I don't care for now. So we can, once the setup is done, you can click on the back button on the top left corner. This is that back button, and then your app is almost ready. Now again, you have to click on this back button on the top left corner, and it will take you to your basically the mobile app, and it's ready basically. Now you can take your NodeMCU and control and see if it works now. Okay, so basically here I have the NodeMCU. I can place it here so that you can see that. Okay, and I hope it's placed properly. And just to make sure once, before you run the test, we have to press on this reset button, so our NodeMCU will connect to our network, and somewhere on a serial monitor you will see that it will show us that our NodeMCU is ready to talk to our mobile app. So I can press this button, and you see the LED on the board turns off. I can press the button on, off. So now I can control this LED on NodeMCU ESP8266. Now if I'm not happy with that, then why not connect an external LED? So I take this LED and put into the ground and the D4 pin. So D4 pin is basically the GPIO2 pin. Now I can able to control this LED. So look at this, isn't it great? And likewise, I can even go to my dashboard and control the LED, right? Let's go to the web dashboard, and remember we created this web dashboard under this web dashboard option. So if you try to control from here, it will not work. So this is pretty interesting thing, because I spent a lot of my time to find out how the web dashboard will work with NodeMCU to control. So for that, you have to go to top left corner. There's a search icon here. So click on search, and when you click on search, then you can able to see your device shows up. So in this case, it's a NodeMCU D8570. So I can click on my device, and now I have the dashboard. So make sure it will look like this. It will show you the name of your device, the author name, basically in my case it's Umesh, and then binary updates. And now I can press this button here on the dashboard, and this will turn off and on the LED, right? So this basically now allow me to control from the dashboard. Isn't it amazing? I love it, because you can control over phone, you can control over the web dashboard. It's just a great thing. I hope you have found this video educational and entertaining. In the next few videos, I'm going to make a really interesting projects like reading the temperature sensor data and putting up the gauges widgets and show it, and then also connect the relay module to control the AC operated devices, something like a real AC light bulb or something. I hope you have found this video educational and entertaining. If you want to become an expert embedded system engineer, then check out the link in our video description, and we have an awesome courses which will help you learn embedded systems programming and become an expert in the field of embedded system design. Thank you very much, and see you into the next Blynk video. Bye bye for now.